All right, it is the final week of the Onyx Off-Road Build Challenge, and that means we're all going down to Tucson, Arizona to meet up with the rest of the builders. And we're taking our build, which is the King Cooper, which is a 2002 Mini Cooper with a 5-cylinder turbo diesel. But before I get into any of that, we need to get down there.
All right, it is, I think, about 8 a.m. I've been driving for about 4 hours now. I have no idea where we are, but we're making it to Tucson.
First stop of the trip was just outside of Prescott, Arizona. We're not to our destination, but we had to pick up some shocks for Nate from Bobby here. Just so happened that Bobby has a shop called Red or Dead. You do fabrication?
Yeah,
design.
tons of fab and build trucks and Jeeps and Toyotas. Decided to do a re-gear. Well, Rudy did most of the re-gear. We judged him a lot, but yeah. I think he did a good job. Got it done. That was good to have you, man.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. And,
I hope Nate gets his shocks at some point, but we'll see.
If we ever make it there.
Yeah, we have to make it there first, I guess. So you're probably wondering why we ended up staying there to rebuild our front end and why we just didn't do it at our shop. I was under the impression that the first night of the competition, we would be able to catch up with the rest of the gang and go camping with them, but that was not the case at all. So that left us no choice but to install the front diff while we had the chance.
Good morning. We are finally here in Tucson. Today is the day that hopefully we're going to figure out how we're meeting up with everybody. It is Wednesday morning now. The competition for everybody started on Monday morning, so we're already 2 days behind. We'll see where the day takes us.
So after spending the night in Tucson and having no communication with the others, we decided to just continue working on the Mini Cooper for that day. So one of the big things that was holding us back was the glow plug relay wasn't working, and on a diesel that is super important. We're just outside of Tucson. We're leaving our Airbnb for the day, and we're looking for glow plugs for the Mini Cooper because it is a pain in the butt to start without them. We're doing good today. Zach found us a good pick and pull, and we're gonna go try to find some glow plugs that fit in the Mini Cooper, and who knows, maybe we'll score an air filter too. So I kind of got to address the elephant in the room, and that is that we are no longer, we're pretty much not eligible to win anymore. We still definitely want to participate with what's left, so we need to catch up with the rest of the gang. Last night they were, is it Shadow Pass or something? Chateau?
Something.
I don't know. They went somewhere camping overnight, and so we're going to go work on the Mini Cooper a little bit and then catch up with them on the end of that trail. And then hopefully we can go hit High Youth Draw, which is a last day's event, I guess. Obviously, I feel horrible about not getting the Mini Cooper done in time for the Onyx Off-Road Challenge. And I have to apologize for that. So in Utah, or at least southern Utah, there's not really junkyards that let you come in. But we're here at this pick and pull looking for a part, and holy crap, I love this place. Zach loves this place.
This is fantastic.
And out of the most common Mercedes cars ever built, they only have one here, and it happens to be fully intact. And we're here for the glow plug relay because mine is not working and we really need it. Got the part we need. Here it is. This controls our glow plugs.
I really hope this works. That'd be fantastic.
Hope this works. It's on. On. It's on.
Yes!
It's on.
She's gonna fire up, no problem. You ready? I'm gonna start it.
crazy how things work when the system is functioning. It just cut it off.
Alrighty, so obviously you can tell that fixed the problem that the Mini Cooper is having for startup. We've got the alternator fixed now. We've got glow plug relay fixed now. Anyway, so we're gonna head back to the Airbnb. We're gonna get this thing unloaded. It actually has an air filter now, so we can rip it down the road and see what it can do. Really light it up. I think you're gonna be impressed.
Don't take my money.
Couple dollar bills and a few 30 tries later, got me a Pepsi.
So the road into our Airbnb is dirt and looks like a perfect test road to take the Mini Cooper on. So we're actually going to be swapping the trailer with Walter. Walter's going to go pick up Holly because Holly had an issue with her rig, and we're just going to drive this in. It's about 3 miles of some pretty gnarly dirt road. So if you want to pull her off, Zach, I think it's ready.
There's no oil in the front diff. Did you unlock that side?
Yes.
With us just barely putting the front end together, I thought I remembered unlocking the hubs to see if they worked and everything, and I was wrong. One of the hubs, whether we did unlock it and it stayed locked in, or it was locked in, I don't know, but it was on and it spun that front carrier with no lube in it until that pinion bearing froze up and it locked up the whole front of the car. Yeah, I was pretty upset about that. Simple mistake. It was just a simple little mistake. Had nothing to do with the performance of the Mini Cooper or the build of the Mini Cooper, other than we didn't put fluid in the front diff. So the day we rebuilt the front end on the Mini Cooper, we stopped at a couple auto parts stores to see if we could find any gear lube to put in the front end, and they didn't have any. Like, they seriously didn't have any gear lube to put in it. So I figured we'd just pick some up later, and we did. That morning we picked up some at Napa, and we were intending on putting it in when we got back to the Airbnb. When we were unloading the Mini Cooper to drive it into the Airbnb, I had it in my head to put it in two-wheel drive and unlock the hubs so that we wouldn't burn anything up. This is where a simple mistake really knocked us on our butts for the week, and I don't even know what to say other than it was just an accident.
Well, that sucks.
With this being the Mini Cooper's like real first long haul trip, I guess, like just the 3.5 miles into the Airbnb on the dirt road, it felt amazing. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but I mean, we were hitting dips and bumps and ruts in the road, and it was just eating it up. Like everything was going so smoothly, and then it happened. For those of you that don't know what the front hubs do on an axle, when you unlock the hubs on an axle, it makes it so you can spin the tire free of anything else. So it should have just been rolling just the tire. But with it locked in, it spins the axle shaft and the drive shaft and all that good stuff. So yeah. That's why I didn't think it would be a problem, because I thought they were unlocked. Oh well. So it was as simple as unlocking the hubs, and then we were good to drive with that front end all locked up. So it wasn't a really big issue at the time, and it later became a really big issue. By the time we got back to the Airbnb, my electric fan had kicked off and we were kind of overheating, so I had to figure out that. That was a pretty quick diagnostic and fix. We had accidentally put the wrong size of fuse for the fan in the fuse slot. So we just quickly upgraded that to a 30 amp and everything was running fine, and we haven't had cooling problems since. So with the cooling problem then diagnosed and fixed, we had to solve the bigger issue of the whole locked up bearing situation. Oh man, what a week. I mean, the whole week leading up to getting there, we were late, obviously, that was a problem. And then now this, oh, I was defeated. But onward, we pressed. What? No, you don't like that one?
Nice. Okay,
Anyway, we pressed forward. So obviously with the front end all seized up, we had to figure out what was actually the problem. And I pulled the cover, I pulled the carrier out, I pulled axle shafts out, I pulled it all apart again. And the only thing I couldn't get out was the pinion. And the one pinion bearing I saw looked great. The one behind it that I couldn't see, I assumed had to be the problem, because we couldn't get it to turn at all. We tried for 2 days, and the most we ever got out of it was like it would turn barely, and then like it kind of froze up again, and we couldn't get it out. I mean, I went all over the place looking for hammers and whatnot, and we got some pretty big hammers on it, just trying to pound that pinion out, and it was not coming at all. With the help of a lot of people that weren't as frustrated as me, they still couldn't even get it. So I called all around Tucson to see if anybody had a new bearing kit. I finally found a shop that did, and they said, bring it in, there's no quitting, we're gonna get this done. So I brought it in. And that's where, like, the saying, when it rains it pours, comes from. I'm pretty sure is from a week just like the one we were having. And it just started getting worse. It started coming down, you know, monsoon season. Going back a while, the week prior, I had to swap my shock reservoirs on the bypasses from the front to the back and back to the front, whatever. I had to do that so the bypass reservoirs would clear the headlights, because it's a Mini Cooper, things are tight. So with those swapped, everything looked good, so I thought. But at a certain angle, the rear reservoirs came in contact with one of my bars, one of my tubes back there, and it bent the shock in half. Like, it broke in half.
But yeah, I mean, if you wanna head back and get ready for SEMA, that doesn't sound like a horrible idea with blown up shock.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
To me, that's the last straw. You guys have been through so much.
I thought that the last straw was going to be 4 days ago.
And at this point, like, the straw that broke the camel's back was a long time ago. At this point, we were cooking the camel. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
We had cooked the camel. It was time to go home. Like, there was nothing left. The camel had died. It was agony. I feel bad for the camel, but, you know, we have to go on. So we called quits right there. We didn't even try to get the pinion out at the shop, because at that point, like, I was defeated. The camel, poor thing, burned to a crisp. And Poor camel. Poor camel. Okay, well, guess we'll get in your guys' hair. Yeah. Not ruin your day. Just leave mine ruined. We're not quitting, we're redirecting. Yep. Look at all these happy faces, smiling faces. Yay! Anyway, so we'll catch up with the rest of those guys in Payson. Yep. Oh, the camera's broken. Crazy. If that look doesn't tell you how our week has been going, I don't know what will. Because I mean, that's hit the nail right on the head. Well, we're here at the trailhead. We spent the night camping, and we made it. As far as we can. But it's hard for me to actually talk about it because we did work so hard to get here. And sometimes it's just not enough. And can't wait to see how everyone else's builds when they get here in a second. Just to remind you what happened this week. We pulled 3 all-nighters to get the rig done. We installed the front diff at our friend's shop and everything went great there. We forgot to unlock one of the hubs when we took it for a drive and it seized up one of the front pinion bearings because we did not put oil in it yet because we could not find any at any of the local parts stores we went to. So we were planning on just driving it around in 2-wheel drive, hubs unlocked. It shouldn't have spun anything in the front diff, but with that hub being locked, it definitely fried some stuff. When we were trying to get it fixed at Western Differential, as we were pulling it off the trailer, one of my rear bypasses snapped in half. Like, what even? That was it, you know? With that, I want to point out that I have a Bilstein sticker on here, but these are not Bilstein shocks. I pretty much got those for the budget portion of the build, but when we go to SEMA and stuff, I want to put on my favorite shock, which is Bilstein's. I'm not going to name the brand of shocks these are because I think most people already know what they are. I knew these weren't going to be long-term anyway, but still, anyway, that happened, and with only like 12 hours left till they were actually going to run the trail, like literally overnight, there's nothing I could do. Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later. So we pretty much botched the entire competition portion of the Onyx Build Challenge. You know, it's like a cake. If you don't have all the right ingredients, your cake's gonna turn out kind of not good. I think we ended up with a little too much extra salt. So it tasted horrible. You like my metaphors? We're gonna keep using them. This is not the end of the Mini Cooper at all. As I mentioned, it does work. It just doesn't have 4-wheel drive at the moment. And we also need to replace the shocks. But like, we're gonna use this thing. I'm gonna show you how it's an overlander. I'm gonna show you how amazing it is. Cause like, this video did not show it at all. In fact, it did quite the opposite. How much of a mess we were in. But it was a fun trip, and we're gonna remember it for the rest of our lives. Walter said that we should just forget about it because it was the worst week of our lives, but I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna learn from our mistakes. We're gonna do better next time. Of course, I would love to hear your thoughts on how this week went. leave a comment below. I am super stoked for what's happening next with the Mini Cooper. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.
Well, see you later.